Welcome back to the Lamenters. On the last episode, the Lamenters had discovered more zombies, beat them up, left their bodies and heads in the graveyard, cleaned up some wounds, and decided to enter further into this mysterious cave complex that they found. And you guys had just entered the main cave area and saw that this tapered off into a cave-like cavernous tunnel that's about 5 feet tall and 5 feet wide. And as you decided to go through single file with Terran at the lead, wielding now your axe in one hand and a torch in the other, Arizon right behind you with presumably sword and shield, Freya, rapier, okay, and then Gizmo behind Freya, Igar behind Gizmo, and Brolgood in the back with the trusty bow.
Yes.
And Igar has a torch as well, so you guys have pretty good visibility, but it is a very cramped cave-like tunnel. So you begin kind of going through this area, and the rocky cave walls kind of jut out here and there. And as you're moving through, the torches kind of flicker and there are kind of shadows jumping. So you guys are very kind of alert and cautious and a little bit jumpy, but Terran, you're in the lead and you're going down this cave-like tunnel, and it goes for about 100 feet, and it's also going slightly down on a slight decline.
Mm-hmm.
And that grade going down after about 100 feet, this tunnel kind of splits in two directions. And it looks like a kind of a natural split. It's not like a T intersection or a perfect fork. It's kind of like the cave sort of continues veering to the right, but then there's another cavern that kind of leads to the left.
Okay. I'll call a halt and I'll whisper behind me. I'm not trying to be very loud. Looks like it splits off left and right. What do you think? What do you think, y'all?
Do you hear anything from either end?
I'll listen as hard as I can.
I'll let the two people up front, Terran and Arizon, make wisdom roll unders to see what you can sense.
1 under.
So it's 4 under.
Okay. You don't really hear anything, but you faintly smell kind of an earthy smell to the right, and it's also kind of a dampness in the air, like a little bit of a dampness and an earthy sort of smell.
Mm-hmm.
And to the left, you don't really smell or hear anything.
I'll whisper my findings to the group.
Oh, you do notice, however, though, because you're bearing the torch, there's a little bit of a draw from that direction.
Oh, the flame.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we should stay together.
Definitely.
Agreed.
For sure.
Do we want to go towards the foul stench?
Yes. I would say yes.
Lead the way, brother.
Okay.
Keep going.
You keep going, veering to the right, and this descends at a slightly bigger grade, and you continue going down for about probably another 60 feet, where it sharply turns to the left and then jogs to the right. So it's kind of like this zigzag. And after the zag, you come around the corner and you see that the tunnel kind of starts to open up, and you can actually hear the sound of dripping. And the tunnel opens up into another cavern. And this cavern's not much bigger than the last one. It's probably about 20 feet around with about an 8-foot, rocky ceiling, but it's very damp. And you see there's like stalactite, like mineral deposits that are dripping, and it's very damp in here.
Yeah.
And you notice that there's a little, just like a little drainage creek almost. I mean, it's like maybe a couple inches deep, but it's flowing through this cavern, and it kind of seems to flow through this seam under the rock. almost like a little underground like stream.
Right.
And the space terminates in this area.
Okay, so there's no other way out. It's just a room, basically. All right. I'm holding the torch up. I'm kind of looking around.
Okay.
I don't see anything else.
You guys want to make a search? Go ahead and make a search check for
Yes.
anybody who wants
With
to.
my torch in hand, I am feeling the walls for anything that seems out of ordinary.
I got a 4 out of the 6.
I got a 3. And I have 3 for 6, so
I got a 5.
Roll good. You see, as everyone kind of fans out to search this cavern, you see something like just reflecting, like just a brief, like out of the corner of your eye, there's a reflection from where the water is running through. And at first you thought it was just like the torchlight bouncing off the water, but as you get closer, you notice that there's something just under the surface of the water, like sitting on the rocky bed underneath this little creek that's flowing. Something metallic looking under the water, kind of like buried into the rock.
I'm gonna slowly and carefully grab it.
With your bare hands.
You reach down into this water, and you see that it's whatever it is. It's kind of like, imagine it's like half buried in this muck. So you kind of like pull it up, and you see that it is another one of the candle holders.
Good find, my friend.
Gizmo, look what I found.
How many of them there are?
We've got 6 now.
This
and
one
in the
is
castle.
definitely in the worst shape of all the ones that you have found. It's mucky and it's like rusted, but you could clearly see still, despite all of that, that it has the inside the cup, it has the crescent shape in there.
Are there any parts of it which stayed more solid than rusted parts?
No, I mean it looks like it's been under this water for a long time. It looks like it's been down here for a long time.
Yep.
You retrieve this, and the rest of you guys kind of fan out through this cavern, and you don't really find anything else of interest.
So we go back the other direction.
Since we found all we can find.
What's the source of stench?
The water is it's foul. Like it smells like rotten eggs. Like there's a sulfurous kind of taint to it.
Okay, let's go the other way then.
Okay. You guys go back up, and you round the corner and go down through a slightly less grade, and this opens up into also kind of another cavernous space, and this is about 30 feet around, so it's a much wider cavernous space with about an 8-foot ceiling. And this looks like again like a naturally formed cavern, and across the room there's another kind of like tunnel where it continues. But this space looks like someone has been down here, because when you emerge into the space, you see that there are several wooden crates that look very old, as if they've been left down here for a long time. And a barrel, a big barrel.
I'd like to inspect the crates.
Okay. The crates are, even though they're very old, dirty looking, they have not been opened. They are still nailed shut. And there are 3 of the crates and 1 big barrel.
If I would make the assessment, is the corridor leading to the forest or to the castle?
Neither. This leads further north.
Okay.
Arizen, you would like to pry open these crates?
Do they appear to have any contraptions on them that I can see with my naked eye?
No.
Other than just hinges or nails?
They seem to be nailed shut. They have lids which are nailed shut, not even hinged.
I take the edge of my small axe and pry up the edge.
Okay. You successfully do that, and you feel like you've got enough of a gap under there where you can lift and flip it open.
And I do that.
You open up the first crate, and you see a rather large quantity of cloth that's been like wadded up, like kind of sloppily folded up and deposited and stuffed into this crate. And the cloth is red velvet kind of looking cloth. Do you want to kind of inspect it further?
Yes. I want to shuffle through it and see if there's anything that it's hiding from me, or pull it out and see if there's any insignia on it.
Well, indeed, you start to kind of pull the cloth out, and you realize that it's part of some kind of clothing. And as you start to pull these out, you find that there are 10 red velvet robes, and these are hooded cloak robes.
Yes, I will take one.
And they have gold thread around the edging. Embroidered onto each of the cloaks is a crescent in gold thread.
We're going to blend right in.
One.
Yeah, there are 10 of them.
How new they look?
They do not look new. In fact, they look very, very old, and like they're kind of musty and a little bit damp. And there's even some like mold on some of the ones that were on the bottom of the crate.
I take my findings and I brush off whatever I can to make it as presentable as possible, and put it in my bag.
That's the
Is there more?
Yeah, there's another crate. You guys pry open the second crate, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I will. I'll do that.
When you pry open the second crate, you find a small wooden chest inside of the crate, but you also find like a bedding of like hay all around, almost like padding this in. And on top of the hay and surrounded by the hay is a smaller wooden chest, which has metal banding and a big lock with a padlock over it, and it's hinged.
I'll look over
Break the lock, brother.
I don't want to try and do that. Freya or Roll Good, can you do anything about this?
I can give it a try.
Please.
My tinkering is okay.
Okay, go ahead and do the tinkering roll.
That's a 6 against my 2.
I got a 2.
Okay. Mike,
No, I got a 6.
How many do you have?
I only have 1 out of 6
So
for tinkering.
you feel like the small pick which broke off while Freya was trying to tinker with it. You try to extract it and try to pick it yourself, and you just can't get this lock. I'm assuming that at this point you guys have taken this out of the crate to work on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything under the hay?
Go ahead and make a wisdom roll under, all of you guys.
Okay.
6 under.
This is
4 under.
under.
Natural 1.
under.
There
Natural
you go.
1?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Nice.
so Taryn, you search the hay just to make sure there's nothing else in there, and there really isn't anything else in there. But Freya, when you were trying to pick the lock, you heard something peculiar, and it was kind of like a sound of like when you pick up a box and you're not sure what's in it, but you hear something in it. It was kind of like a dry rattle sound.
All right. Well, I could try and break the box if we can pick it.
Well, Arizona, I can do that one.
Are there any inscriptions on the box?
On the chest, no.
Well, perhaps one of you can have your axe on the padlock and strike the axe with the other axe. Yes. Hammer off the padlock.
Okay, you guys just want to force it open?
Yeah, let's just do that.
Everyone else should stand back while we force it open.
Make a strength check. Whichever one of you is going to do it.
Go ahead, Ed.
I guess I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
19.
Not good. You can't. You're like, ugh. It's the banding on this thing and the thickness of the lock are significant. Karen, do you want to try?
Yeah, I'll give it a go. That's a dirty 20.
You exert an incredible amount of pressure and finally pop the lock. And it's just uncanny. You're looking at this lock and you're like, this is incredibly complex and incredibly well built. Like if you had somehow been able to pick this lock, you could probably sell the lock itself for quite a bit of silver.
Oh wow.
But you destroyed it. So you open up the chest, and inside of this chest, there is more red velvet cloth. But the red velvet cloth is like a lining, like a very nice lining inside of the chest. And there's like a little pillow, also like red velvet, and a skull. Just the top half of a skull. And etched into the forehead of the top of this skull is a crescent.
Gizmo, you might want to look at this.
I stare at it as hard as I can, but I assume there are no inscriptions and nothing that would assume other than
inscriptions.
Orders.
No inscriptions, just the skull having that symbol on it.
Well, it's got to be important to someone.
Well, it seems like this was the old stuff and someone is trying to revive it because like the orcs we fought had new armor on them and this is really old stuff, so maybe they are looking for it.
Maybe this was an old base of theirs of some sort.
Or maybe they've tried this several occasions and this was one of the earlier forms.
Yeah, seems
earlier iteration of what we ran into already.
Yeah.
From my understanding, the more pieces missing for them is the better for us, but we have still no idea what they are doing. So yeah, I would take it with us. And since I have all these candle horrors, can someone else take the top of the skull?
I can carry the skull.
Okay.
Do you put the skull back in the case to carry it, or are you
back into the case?
Okay. All right. Do you open up the third chest?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. You pry open the third chest, and you find that it is full of a variety of items. The first thing that you find is a small open wooden box full of chalk. You also see another wooden box which contains 24 candles. Additionally, you find 12 feet of iron chain. You find 2 shackles and 2 iron locks.
What were they up to?
Something
Are there
hardcore,
any
I
keys with the
assume.
locks?
What's that?
Any keys with the locks?
No.
No key?
Interesting. Maybe they were using these chains at least to secure experiments or zombies.
Test subjects, yes.
Yeah.
I would rather
Sounds likely.
assume sacrifices for the ritual, whatever the ritual is.
Maybe they were doing experiments on live people and they needed to chain them up.
Might be.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone have any interest in the large barrel, the keg?
You're gonna check it out and see what's in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to know if it has meat in it.
Oh, it definitely does not. You pry off the top and you see a black liquid substance inside, which you quickly realize is oil, and gratefully you're not too close with your torch to it.
Put the lid back. I'll hand the torch to somebody and kind of want to see if there's anything in it still, like in the bottom. Maybe someone hid something.
Okay.
Does anyone have a staff that we can stick in it and swirl around?
I could dip in my rapier, but
Okay.
I'll dig my claymore in there. See if there's anything in there.
And then use it to inflame your claymore, my brother.
Hey, I like where you're going with this.
You carefully stir your claymore around, but you do not find anything in there. You don't
Okay.
make contact with anything. It just seems to be like a large amount of oil.
Okay. I'll take my sword out, clean it off with one of the other old robes, and put the lid back on.
Can I just try to light one of the candles we found in previous crate?
Yeah, sure. It seems to spark to life, and it works.
Okay.
Is the circumference of this candle the same size as our candle holders, or is
Yes,
it
it is.
standard?
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
Yes!
It is a very thick candle. Not to be confused with the thin candles that you guys had seen for people making, offerings of prayers at the small church back in the village of Oak Point. These are thick candles. These are paraffin candles.
So we have quite a few more candle holders to find.
Looks like we may have found some of the components for the whatever ceremony they were trying to do.
As
Chalk. Maybe this Gizmo. Do you use chalk for these type of things?
Well, I'm certain there are few ways that it could be used, but I personally do not had not yet
Maybe.
need for.
do we
Maybe
see
so.
any symbolism? Is there any symbolism in the ground or the walls?
No.
No chalk writing anywhere to be found.
There and again, this does not look like it has been modified with any man-made stone masonry or any kind of craftsmanship. This looks like a natural cavern opening within this system where all of this stuff was just stowed.
Right.
It would appear to be quite a long time ago.
Is there another exit to this
Yeah.
opening?
It carries through. It tapers back to about that 5-foot height and 5-foot width.
Okay.
So we carry on cautiously.
Okay, same marching order. Terran's in the front.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll put my sword away and take out the hatchet.
Okay.
Keep going.
You guys notice that this also begins to descend, but it turns away from where the fork had split off, and it continues to go left. So it's kind of going northwest. And this goes off for a good 100 feet. And then it opens up again. And this opening is a room that is probably about 20 feet around with an 8-foot ceiling. And again, a natural cave formation. And in the middle of this room, you see a wooden table, a big, thick wooden table. And there is a desiccated corpse on the table. And I mean like if the body had been drained of its fluids and left down here 20 years ago. It's almost like a mummy, but it's not wrapped. It's just a nude, desiccated, dried out corpse on the table.
What the bloody hell?
There is nothing else in the room, and no other caverns or tunnels lead from this room.
Harrison, could you decapitate it? Just to be sure.
Yes, I could.
Roll initiative.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
15.
Oh.
At a dirty 20.
9.
13.
Good call, Gizmo.
Who had the 9? Taryn?
Taryn did.
All right. Freya, what'd you have?
16.
Maybe I should have left the oil on the sword.
Or maybe we should just dump the barrel in this room and light it on fire.
Okay. Roll good. As your friends, in almost a cinematic slow motion fashion, as your friends suggest, as Gizmo begins to utter the words, maybe you should decapitate it. And your friends are like, yeah, let's cut. And they're getting their weapons out and they're kind of striding towards the table. You see this thing animate. And it doesn't get up slowly. It's like jumping up fast.
Oh,
but you see it coming. So what do? You have your bow out already.
I take a shot at it.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, and that's a 2.
That's a miss. You're so caught off guard by this.
Oh no!
Because there was no motion, no groaning, no anything, and you fire off an arrow, and Taryn and Arizen, as you guys are approaching the table, you see an arrow whiz past you, and this thing jumps up and attacks. AC 16. Taryn, is that a hit?
Yes, it's a hit. Oh my god!
You take 3 damage as one of its claws sweeps across you. AC 14, Arizen. Is that a miss?
You're muted.
You're muted.
Sorry, 15 AC.
Okay, that's a miss. All right, it literally jumps out like a panther, just pounces out and rakes its claws across, one of which scrapes across Taryn and the other one just barely misses Arizen. Up next is Freya.
Yeah. Run up with my rapier out, of course.
Okay.
Take a try and stab him in the eye. And that's a 18 to hit.
That is a hit. This thing is very fast. 6 damage, okay.
Yep.
Up next, Arizen.
Natural 20.
Oh.
All right, roll that damage.
11.
Okay. Up next is Gizmo.
Okay, how high is the ceiling?
8 feet. Not very high.
Okay, then again pulling out my slingshot then.
Okay.
And I assumed I didn't have it in hand, so...
Okay.
Deadliest slingshot in all the land.
Igar swings and misses. Top of the order, roll good. This thing is just whipping around between Arizen and Taryn.
That's a 12.
Miss. It attacks. Natural 20, Taryn.
I didn't get attacked last time.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, my bad.
That's true.
Retcon, go ahead.
Okay. Is it possible just to drop the torch and the hand axe to pull out the claymore and attack, or is that a whole action?
That you could drop the torch and the axe and pull out the claymore and attack next round.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Pull out the claymore.
Roll good missed. The lich attacked. You fortunately I rolled a 1, so you only take 7. Tara.
Oh, okay. Only 7. That still hurts a lot.
And second attack misses. Freya, you're up.
All right. Try having a step at his head again.
Okay.
And that's a 4 to hit.
Miss. Arazen, you're up.
I say 18.
That's a hit.
I say to the crew, I've seen a beast like this before. They're bound by greed. It must want something to still be here. 6.
6. Okay. Gizmo, you're up.
Okay. Pulling out my first slingshot at him, and it's 8. It's a miss.
Yes. Terran, you're up again.
All right, you see Terran reel back. He's hurt, and he just comes in wide with the swing. That is a natural 20. Holy crap!
Nice. All right. So what's your damage die for the claymore?
10. D10.
So that's an automatic 10. Now roll the second D10.
Okay. Another 10.
Oh!
Woohoo! Good form, brother.
You carve into this thing and knock it back, and it hits the ground hard and stops moving. Igar is going to. How many hit points are you down total?
I'm down to 3 hit points out of 16.
Okay. Igar utters his prayers to his god, clutching his holy symbol, and he heals you with his last remaining Cure Light Wounds spell. Lame. You still receive 5.
Okay, that's more than welcome.
He did not roll well. All right, top of the order. Roll good. You're up. You see this thing
down.
You see this thing is down. It's not moving after it was just slammed brutally by Terran. It fell down. It's on the ground of this rocky cavern floor.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a torch or anything, so I'm just going to hold my action to see if it moves. If it moves, then I'm going to shoot.
There's a torch on the ground by me. I dropped it.
Do you want to pick up Tyrion's torch?
Would I be able to pick it up and go to it and try to set him on fire, or is that too many actions?
Yes, but you won't. If you want to use your bow next round, you'll have to burn an action to re-equip and reload your bow.
All right, I'll pick up the torch.
Okay, make an attack roll. 10 is the AC.
I got a 15.
Okay, roll a D4 and tell me what the fire damage is.
2.
Not bad. When you do this, the thing goes and it claws, but not to attack you. It claws at the torch, like to knock it away, which it will successfully do with a 16. The torch goes flying across the room, and it jumps back up, but that's it.
Oh, God.
Freya, you're up.
Yeah. Well, still stabbing away at him.
Okay.
And that's a 12 to hit.
12 is a miss. Arazen, you're up.
13.
Miss. Gizmo, you're up.
Okay, if I would be to use enlarge on the torch, would it be acting as large weapon then?
You know what? That's a good question, to which I must refer to the book, which I legally purchased. Because I don't know if enlarge works on...
It works, but in reduced, it would enlarge in 10% rather than...
But does the flame itself enlarge as well?
Oh,
Like the stick of the torch, I could see. In the interest of time, I will say that I can let you enlarge your torch, and instead of doing 1d4 fire damage, it would do 1d6.
I don't hold the torch. I meant the one on the ground to instruct the other one to pick it up. But
You could do that.
yeah, I'll do that then.
Okay.
And shout at Arisen, use this.
Okay. You invoke your arcane magic and concentrate on this torch that's on the ground, and it flares up, and the stick itself becomes almost as long as a staff, and the flame is much more significant. It is now up to Terran.
Coming in with the claymore again.
Okay.
That's probably a miss. 13.
Miss. Igar hits with a 19 for 5. Okay. Back to the top of the order, Brolgood. You're up.
Okay, I'm gonna go at him again with the. Oh, I have to pick up my.
Bow.
So I'm gonna get my bull back out for the next round. Then
You don't want to use. You don't. Okay. So you want to disengage and just get your bow ready?
yeah.
Okay. It's the Lich's turn. So first attack,
Ooh.
19. 1-2 Terran, 3-4 Arizen, 5-6 Igar. Oh wait, no, Freya's in melee range too.
Yeah.
Need my D4. All right, 1 is Terran, 2 is Arizen, 3 is Igar, 4 is Freya. Igar. Ooh.
Rip.
Maybe.
Oh, God.
Igar, this creature claws across Igar and he flies back and hits the ground. Second attack. Oh. 1-2 Arizen. 19 AC for 4 damage. Freya, you are up.
Yeah. Yeah, still claw at him with rapier. So that will be a 11.
Miss.
So miss.
Arizen.
I hold my giant torch at the beast and see if I can hold it at bay as I attempt to slash at it.
Go ahead.
22.
You can slash at it and you can do damage to it.
8.
8 is significant. It seems to just be getting carved up, but it is relentless in its focus on destruction. Gizmo, you're up.
Okay.
The big torch is still sitting on the ground. Nobody went to pick it up.
I have the big torch.
Oh, you have it.
Yeah, I was holding the beast at bay with the giant torch and then
Oh.
slashing at it with my other arm.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. That will have an impact. I need to make a morale check. Okay.
Okay.
It is. You notice, Arizen, that it is definitely less eager to go offensively against you because of that fire. And it's kind of circling the rest of the party, trying to find its angle for how to attack as all of you are bobbing and weaving and piercing and slashing. Gizmo, you're up.
Since I casted the spell, I need to pull out a slingshot again, and
Okay.
yeah, that's my turn.
Taryn, it's your turn.
All right, coming out the big chop. And missed.
Okay. Igar is apparently unconscious. Roll Good, you are up, top of the order.
So I'm gonna try to shoot it with my bow.
Okay.
And that is a 9.
Miss. It dodges away from Arazen and circles around towards Freya. Miss. Miss. Freya, you're up.
All right. I think I'm gonna drop my rapier and pull out my whip. See if I can sling him and maybe jerk him to the floor.
Okay.
Will that work this
Arazen-
round, or-
Well, the swap will use up your round because you're kind of like, I'm assuming you're defensively doing that. Arazen, you're up.
Try to stay out of the darkness. Stay in the light. Oh, a 5.
You're swinging your sword and the torch, and this thing's moving so quickly, and it's kind of, trying to angle around and kind of use the whole space. Gizmo, you're up.
Okay. That sling bullet is with 8. So
Miss.
that's it.
Taryn, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna do something probably stupid. I'm gonna drop the sword. I'm gonna try and grapple this thing.
Woo-wee! It's on. All right, this is going to be your contested strength roll. So,
Yeah,
go ahead.
that's super bad. We don't add anything to this, right? Are we rolling under?
Strength modifier.
It's opposing strength check contest, if I remember.
Oh,
Both
that's
parties
right.
roll a d20 and apply their melee attack bonus and strength modifier. So, what did you get?
Would be it's still bad. It's a 9.
Yeah, he ends up with a 16. So you're trying to grapple with this thing, and it's so like spindly and like fast that you just can't get a good grip on it as you're trying to grapple. But it seems to be eager to like get at you and Freya and avoid them and the flames. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Roll Good, you're up. Top of the order.
Okay, I'm gonna try to take another shot at it. And that's a natural 20, baby.
I thought you were going to say a natural 1.
No, 20.
If you had rolled a natural 1, you definitely would have shot Taryn. Okay,
Oh my
what's the damage dice on your
It's a
arrow?
D6
Okay, so it's a 6 plus that D6.
plus 1, so 7.
7's enough.
Yeah.
You shoot your arrow into this thing, and it goes limp in Taryn's arms, and it seems to be dead.
Drop it so I can catch it aflame.
You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna pull out. I have a set of manacles. I'm gonna pull out my manacles and I'm gonna chain this thing up.
As you are doing that,
I don't want this thing popping up.
make a magic saving throw. Everyone in the room make a magic saving throw. So in case you forgot, or if you're new to Lamentations of the Flame Princess, every character class has saving throws, and the magic category for level 2 is something that you want to roll above. So you fighter
above. Okay, Mark.
Yeah, so y'all fighters need to roll a 16 or higher.
Yeah!
You need to
18.
roll over?
I have to roll over. We have to roll over, bro.
We have to roll over. Yeah, I hit an 18.
I also have an 18.
14.
Gizmo,
I'm
what
good.
do you have?
I have 13, which is low.
No. All right, so how many of you made your saving throws?
I did.
Okay. So the people who failed their saving throws two things happen. Number one, this thing, as you're like laying it down to get your manacles out, this thing goes, Yarastoro, and its eyes glow red. And the sound of it is terrifying to you. And those of you who failed your saving throws must now flee for the next, oh, you're so lucky, for 1 round.
Oh my God.
So those of you who failed your saving throws, who made your saving throws, you guys see Terran and Gizmo just tear ass out of this room. They're like, ah! And they like flee. And even those of you who made your saving throws are like, what is going on? And this thing is like, its eyes are glowing red, and the words that it spoke had this sinister kind of evil magic to it. The other thing that you notice is that Igar suddenly wakes up and starts to sit up. Top of the order. Oh, I'm sorry, not top of the order. So that
was left.
Him. It's Freya. You're up.
Yeah. Out of panic, I want to bash his head with my shield.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Any modifiers for that? Well, it's got a 17.
Frank, you can hit it with your shield. Go ahead. Roll a 1d4 and add in your strength bonus if you have one.
It's a 2 plus my strength is a 4 in total.
Okay, you bash it. It doesn't seem to have much of an impact.
Get behind my flames.
Arizen, speaking of get behind my flames, you are up. What do you do?
I tried to catch the foul beast of flame.
All right, you're going to make a melee attack roll.
Okay.
With the torch.
Do I get my regular melee bonus?
Yes.
22.
That's a hit. And this is the enlarged torch, so you're going to roll a 1d6 for fire damage that you can inflict on this thing.
Are there any pluses?
No.
2.
Okay. It takes 2 more fire damage. It shrieks in pain. This seems to have had an impact. Up next after Arizen is Gizmo, who is hauling ass out of the room. After Gizmo is Terran, who is hauling ass back up the tunnel. And then Igar. Who gets up and swings with his open hand, and tries to claw at Rollgood. Rollgood, you see there's something different about your friend Igar.
No.
His eyes seem to be glazed over, and there's a fierce snarl on his mouth as he claws at you. But he misses. Top of the order, Rollgood, your turn.
Is there still another torch laying around somewhere, or are they all? I know
Yes, the torch
Arizen
that Igar was holding is on the ground, along with his weapon, but you'd have to go around him to get to it.
Yeah, I think I need the fire. I'm gonna go around and get that.
Okay. You're going to make a defensive maneuver, and that is your whole round. So you kind of defensively avoid zombie Igar, and you move around and you pick up the torch. All right. Time for the Lich. That is probably a hit, a dirty 20. Freya, you're going to take 4. How many hit points do you have? Arizen, that's a dirty 19.
That's a hit.
You're going to take 6.
Ouch.
I'm down to 3.
Okay. Freya, you're up.
Yeah. So is the dude still prone?
No, it's
up
up
again?
and swinging out wildly.
Okay. I'm gonna try and whip him around the neck.
Okay.
And that's a natural 20.
There you go.
Plus whatever.
You crack this whip and it grabs around its neck, and you pull it down, and it's on the ground now.
And it's D3.
Arizen, you can attack it.
I have a plan.
Okay. It's prone. So whatever you're gonna attack, you got a +4 to it now, thanks to Freya pulling it to the ground.
Well done, Freya. Well done. I take my oil and put it in the bowl of my mouth, and with the big flamey torch, I blow like a circus performer all over the lich.
All right, you're gonna roll to hit. You don't add in your strength bonus. This is just your straight roll. No proficiency bonus.
11.
Okay, plus the 4 because it's
15.
Which is enough for you not to accidentally blow off your face. So,
Well,
what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to say that between that and the actual torch, as you're putting the torch down next to it and blowing through the torch, you're going to roll the 1d6, but give it +2. So it's 1d6 +2 fire damage.
5.
Nice. Oh, so close. It screeches in agony as like burning oil covers it. What's left of its hair burning off, smoke starting to come off of its desiccated skin, its skin like bubbling. And Gizmo, you find yourself somewhere in a tunnel. You have no recollection of what happened, but you see you and Taryn are in a tunnel and you stop running. And you can hear screeching behind you.
Okay. Do I see like a light on the end of the tunnel from backwards?
You do. You see kind of a flare of light.
Okay.
A flicker, if you will.
I shake myself out and run back towards it.
Okay, that's your round. Taryn, same thing.
Yep, I just shake it off and just start running back.
Okay, you run back. As you guys run back into the room, Igar attacked you.
Our own brother.
1, 2. Let's see. 1, 2 would be Roll Good. 3, 4 would be Gizmo. 5, 6 would be Taryn. Taryn, the very man who healed you is now clearly a zombie, and he claws you for 3 damage.
Okay.
Top of the order, Roll Good. You're up.
I have the torch. I have the torch. And I'm gonna go for the lich.
Okay.
D6, or no, D4 for fire damage, right?
D4. Well, make an attack roll first. Now you get. Get your roll +4 because of Freya having brought it down.
+4 and
Your attack bonus.
And your attack bonus.
That would be then 15.
Yep. Now you roll the D4 of damage. Fire damage.
That's a 1. This guy won't go down.
You guys are so close, it's ridiculous. All right. It goes because it's next. It is going to, so it's down, but it's going to try to pull Freya, using the whip against Freya, and pull Freya toward it that it can bite Freya. Make a contested strength check, Freya.
Jesus.
What were the modifiers for that? Strength only?
Yeah.
Makes that a 7.
So you don't get pulled down to it, but it pulls the whip away from you and it spins around and claws Arizen. Miss. All right, Freya, you're up.
All right. Well, having been...
So your whip is still dangling around its neck, and the whip's kind of like dangling as it's whirling around trying to claw.
Yeah. Could it try and grab my whip again and yank him down again?
Yes. Make an attack roll.
It's in plus my... Would it be ranged or melee?
Probably
Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Probably it's going to be a 7 or an 8.
No. It's whipping around too fast. And it's on fire, and you're like, you can't get to your whip handle. Arazen, you are up.
I will try to cleave the head from its shoulders. 17.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
11.
It falls.
And with a mighty roar, roar!
You didn't cut off its head, but you got pretty damn close, and like you cleaved into its shoulders and chest, and the thing like falls off of your blade, and it's on the ground. Gizmo, you're up.
Okay. So, do I still have my slingshot in hand, or is it missing?
Yes.
Okay. Then shooting at it. Just
shooting at Igar the zombie or at the Lich?
The Lich.
Okay.
Because I think Lich is down. The zombies will be down. And it's 7.
You fire your rock, and it ricochets off the ground. Taryn, you are up.
I go to retrieve my claymore.
Okay.
I think that's my action.
Zombie Igar swings at you.
Cool.
16. What's your armor class?
That's a hit.
1.
Oh my god.
Roll good. You're up. Top of the order.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hit the Lich with the torch.
Okay. You hit automatically, so just roll the D4 of damage.
That's a 3.
You stick the torch into its face, and you see the eyes flare up, and then they go empty. And the eyes actually pop like grapes as you stick the torch in its face, and it just melts. And the Lich creature seems to be finally gone. It's just burning now. Its skin's peeled off.
Look to Igar to see if he has been affected by the death of the Lich.
Nope. It's Freya's turn. Zombie Igar is still up.
Yeah. And the Lich is still burning.
Yep.
Probably. I'm gonna try and recover my leather whip from him.
Okay.
Now that he's down and still.
You do. Arazen, you look over your shoulder and you see your former comrade, Igar, who is a zombie, waving his claws and attacking your brother, Taryn.
I try to subdue Igar.
Okay, strength.
24.
You easily put him in a bear hug and just grapple his arms and shoulders together, and he's like,
Quick, someone bring me rope till we figure out what to do here.
Gizmo, you're up.
I will step aside to make room for others.
Taryn?
I grab my manacles that I had tried to get out.
Okay.
And attempt to use them.
With Arazen holding him, you were able to effectively manacle Igar. And once manacled, you guys pin zombie Igar and rope him up, even to the extent, I'm assuming, where you have rope in his mouth so he can't bite anyone.
Yeah.
And you find yourself, this burning lich-like creature now is just a charred corpse. And Igar is kind of like, writhing and stuff, but completely immobilized from your manacles and the rope. So what do you guys do?
I finished
I'm gonna
removing
go
the
and
Lich's head.
dismember the Lich.
Yes.
Okay. You cut off the Lich's head. It comes off pretty clean because it's so burned that it's like snapping off a piece of like burnt crust.
Yeah, arm selects as well, of course. Just full dismember.
I kneel down next to Igar and pull the half skull out of the box and see
Okay.
if he has any reaction to it.
He does not seem to have any reaction to it. He wants to bite you, he's like as you get closer, but he does not have any reaction to it.
Can I look around in this room and see if I can find anything else? If there's any,
Yes, make a search check. Anyone who wants to.
I want
I
to.
would certainly do that.
I have a 2.
I just dropped my d6.
Nope, that's a fail.
A 2 is
First is
sufficient.
6, man.
One.
Well, but as you guys are kind of fanning out to examine this room, remember that I said that there was really only this large wooden table with no chairs and this desiccated, mummified sort of corpse on it. But as you look at the table, you notice that the table has some very subtle inscriptions carved into it. At each of the 4 corners, there are circles, as if something was meant to be placed there. And then there are a series of symbols and runes that you're not familiar with, carved into almost like a border all the way around the table.
Okay.
Gizmo, can you come have a look at these markings and see if you can understand any of it?
Yep, I'm going to it and using my second prepared spells, read magic.
Ah.
Excellent.
You concentrate your knowledge.
I hope it's not cursed, but I'm really worried about Igar.
You
Yes.
call upon everything that you know, and you sense multiple things in play here. You sense that this table was used in a sacrificial manner, but that it was also warded, and that whatever was placed on it had been kept in some kind of magical stasis from these wards. And you do, as you're reading it, some small amount of narrative is revealed to you. And the small narrative reveals this. When the 9 points are brought together, the summoning shall be complete. Then the dead shall rise once more. Flesh of living eat. And that is where we'll end this episode of Lamenters. Yeah.
Man.
We will see y'all next time. Thank you as always for your support, liking, subscribing. Peace out. Love you. Bye.
Hello, it's me, Wizzy. I'm back once again to remind you to subscribe and click on the notifications button, and also watch videos that are over there. And then don't forget to tune in to the next episode of whatever show you were just watching, and crafting videos and DM tips and pro tips for vlogging and all sorts of gaming things. And also you could watch Bill eat food and watch other shows featuring Bill. He made me say that because he's a narcissist. Okay, bye.